Hello there, welcome back to my channel. My name is SKYMAN Universe, and your quote of today: sometimes things are just that important. Same time next week, just put your comment down below. Today we're going to be watching, reacting, and breaking down episode 14, War Mantle of Bad Batch. Before we dig into this though, I'm just going to say that last week's episode, it took me a long time to even figure out what actually happened there. I'm trying to remember what was going on, and then I remembered nothing did go on and nothing really happened. So I'm hoping that this one's going to be a vast improvement on the last one. Comment section last week, I had a good look through them, and it's interesting what you've been saying about the episodes, and whether you think it's filler, whether you think it's something else, if this is all planned and setting up for future characters. But regardless, it wasn't one of my favorites. Those sorts of episodes I feel like could be considered a bit of a waste of an episode for the series, and we don't need things like that. We need exciting episodes which are going to push the story forward and create exciting things and make us love the characters. It's exactly what Clone Wars did, though we don't have those connections which we had with characters in the Clone Wars. We don't really have that with Bad Batch. Like, we're not feeling truly connected and really loving these characters, I feel like, as much as we should, because the story just seems a bit meh. But anyway, let's dig straight into this and hope for the best. Go on ahead, old buddy, don't let me down. Well, did I get that right? Looks like Endor. Sounds like Endor. It is Endor. Sounds like those Tuscan pets to me. Hello, what have we here? Is this a defecting clone straight away? Because if it is, then this is going in a great direction. I thought he was going to blow up the dogs. Pets, whatever, monsters. Oh, dead leg. Never seen that before. Oh, bugger. This is so good if the clones are turning good. That is exactly what I wanted. Shut up, was that Rex? Was that actually Rex? Can't be.
Hello, boys, but I could
Jedi
use your
Rex.
help. Received a distress signal from a clone trooper. Need you to get him out.
Extraction. Probably should know who that is. But I feel like that's probably one of the ones that's gonna is Commander Wolf or someone? I don't know. Someone who's going to turn up in Rebels, maybe on the Walker with Rex.
May I remind you that we are in the middle of a job for Sid.
Nobody cares about Sid and her jobs. We care about the clones and the Kaminoans and the Empire. Whoa! Back at Kamino. We have a defecting
The operation
clone.
is ahead of schedule.
Sure, every viable clone is mobilized.
And the Kaminoans?
Keep an eye on them until the time is right.
Oh, they don't even look like bobbers. That's crazy. If they're gonna get rid of the facility, that's mad. This is so good.
The Empire has cancelled all of our contracts.
Oh.
Our other clients who value our scientific advances.
That's why the Empire's gonna...
The Empire we have empowered them to our own detriment. I fear they will destroy us rather.
This is like giving me shivers. It's such like a chilly moment. This is the last of the clones.
Trust Rex.
Good boy. That was a beacon. I thought it was a bomb.
Inside that mountain.
Must pass through the mountain to the bridge of Khazad-dûm.
Here was up for debate. This isn't.
Good.
What exactly is in that mountain? To
An
find
entire
out.
legion of clones. It'd be so good if that was like something to do with the clones. Oh my god, what if they're getting rid of the clones? Oh my god. Looks pretty ominous anyway. Whatever it is. They don't look like clones.
And they've updated their armor. Let me see.
Oh, do you hear the Death Star sound? Is that the commanders?
Just a simple extraction.
And if CC5576 is still
Sounds
alive,
like Commander Crow.
We'd be going in blind.
CT-55.
Press! We'll help!
Negative. Stay.
Shut up, kid. Stay in the ship. This is the moment we find out what this facility is all about. This sounds and feels like Jedi Academy, Jedi Outcast. That game was awesome. It's so good. I've got my cereal here. That's only for when the story gets a bit bland. That's so good. There's another step in between stormtroopers and clones.
TK troopers. TK trooper.
Wow,
Not familiar with that desert.
that's so good. Love that.
It's Gregor.
Yeah, so it's either one with a big moustache and Rebels. That's so good. They're not clones, you can use real bullets.
we clones are soldiers of a republic that doesn't exist. These recruits come from all over the galaxy. Swear loyalty to the Empire. They're not as skilled, but there's an endless supply of them.
Numbers out everything.
Whoops.
How can you be so relaxed?
Oh! Oh dear. I love the crossover between tire noise and clone noise. Did they all get on? No. Come on, Gog. Save the day. Oh. Damn. He killed Gonk. And probably Hunter as well. Oh no. Come on, do like a Bad Batch fight. Can't believe he just got captured. And they just went back to save one. He's gotta help the Kaminoans escape.
I'm afraid your services are no longer needed.
No way. And that's that. That's mad. Oh, that's so good. Give him a hug. Now that's an ending. That's the perfect ending to lead on to the next one. That is what we want in an episode. All of that. Perfect. You know, all the things which I've talked about in the previous videos at the end of it, where I think the story should be going and what I find interesting. One of them which kept recurring was the Kaminoan situation. What is going to go on with Kamino? What is happening with them? What's happening with the clones? And that was all in this episode, so you know that I absolutely love this episode. This took advantage of the Bad Batch's assets. It took advantage of the situation of clones being cast aside and stormtroopers taking over. There was something new in there. There was Bad Batch fighting scenes. And then at the end, there was something exciting which makes you excited for the next episode, for which I am very much so. And to top it off, knowing that there could be some really cool thing that's going to happen with Crosshair, if Hunter's going to do something to Crosshair or vice versa. It's like if Hunter turns like Crosshair type of thing. But the fact they're leaving Kamino and they experimented in Crosshair on Kamino, that I don't think that's going to happen to Hunter. So there's maybe Hunter's able to do something to Crosshair, and this could be the moment which I waited for, the moment which I wanted Crosshair to join the squad again. Is that thing of getting just the core squad together fighting this empire which is starting to take over and getting rid of clones. I mean, how are they going to do that? Like, the clones are already disappearing, some of them being turned into clone commanders. I love seeing the clone commander thing. I never really played the clone commander game, but I've watched a lot of videos of gameplay of it of the time, so it's awesome to see that armor again. Like, that was a really good touch there, and then just have normal regular people as stormtroopers. That's good. The only thing I'm never so keen on is seeing who's underneath the stormtrooper mask. That's the mystery which I've always liked as a kid, and I don't like humanizing things like stormtroopers because basically they're cannon fodder, and them then to be just evil, mindless people who just work for the Empire or just do everything for the Empire. They are the Empire, and they just make a nuisance across the galaxy, and that you don't want to have, be reminded, oh, actually that's a person in there. Clones is a little bit different because you feel sorry for anyone who gets destroyed, and there's always that connection, like through Clone Wars. Anything that happened to a clone, we're in floods of tears because we love them so much, and we know who's under the helmet, and we've seen so many different variations of helmetless clone troopers and seen their faces and personalities, and I don't want to see a single face really of stormtroopers. So hopefully this was just a one-off to show that it's just a normal person as a stormtrooper now, and later on their helmets aren't going to come off or anything like that. That will just keep it nice, and that sort of good and evil type thing. And I really don't like the lines crossing, because I think more with the sequel trilogy, when people say, oh yeah, it's not that simple, but for Star Wars it is simple, like good and evil. That's the whole premise of Star Wars, to do the right thing or do the wrong thing. And now when people sure when you get older you relate to different things more, but I don't want that with the Bad Batch. I want the Empire to remain as the Empire, and the clones are always they're now going to be the good guys again. And so it was kind of more traumatic for the clones, knowing that they were simply used for Order 66. They created chaos amongst the galaxy, and the fact that they're sort of turning good again, that is just, it's heartbreaking when you think about it, because the clones have just been used by Palpatine. That is just a tool for him to get into power, and that's it. And now it's just going to be regular people who sworn allegiance to the Empire. And I love the subtle music, hints of like the Death Star in the background. It felt so Imperial. That thing when I remember playing Jedi Outcast when I was a kid, and I just remember it was such a nostalgic, immersive thing where I actually felt like I was going around in Imperial facilities, and that sort of creepy Death Star like music, and yeah, it's just, I was getting so many of those vibes from this episode, and that's exactly what I wanted from this episode. So Dave Filoni, I feel like, has a hand in doing these episodes, but the other ones I don't feel like he has, because this is just filled with interesting things and cool scenes, and it's like very story driven, and the other one wasn't so much. It didn't feel like it really fit in. And just imagine if the whole series, which it could have been, filled up with episodes like this, how it began with Order 66 and then continued with all like moments like this. I think the Sid episodes were a bit of a hindrance. I think that was more Mandalorian, suited for the Mandalorian style, where he goes and takes some jobs and does stuff in the galaxy. I think the Bad Batch thrives on these sort of episodes with the clones and the Empire. Now it's just got very, very juicy. And oh my goodness, they killed off the Prime Minister as well. I didn't think it would happen that soon. I really thought Hunter would be he would be brought to Kamino then and like save him or something. Like Bad Batch, completely all of Bad Batch to go back and help them escape. But that obviously is not happening. And the fact that they're just dispatching the Kamino and straight away, I thought there was going to be like a really good episode where it's like them trying to escape on ships and it's complete chaos, and the Kaminoans they've had like a distress signal or the number to the Bad Batch all along, but they've never given it to the Empire, purely because I don't know what reason. They probably would have actually, but the fact that the Bad Batch thinks, well, they created us, maybe we should go and help them, and then they do, and then it's just about too late, and then there's some chaotic thing that ensues. I mean, that was just a sort of prediction which I was making up in my head as I was watching this, but either way, I think this is leading on to very exciting times with Bad Batch. The fact that the Hunter's there sitting in a cell talking to Crosshair, I think that's the perfect ending for me to feel incredibly excited for the next episode. But those are my thoughts, those are my opinions. And it's so great to think that the whole of the clone army might just be involved in some sort of civil war. Half of them might turn good and realise their inhibitor chip has worn off or something like that. I would love that to happen. and I'm sure you've got many ideas of what you'd like to happen. Of course, let me know down below as well. I'd love to read all of them and see your different solutions to what might be going on here, because as I watch something, I think up 1,000 things straight away and predictions of what's going on. So yeah, I think this is a really interesting time. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed this sort of breakdown, reaction and review of Bad Batch episode 13, War something. My name's SKYMAN Universe. Take care of yourself. Leave your quote of the day down below. And remember, the Force will be with you always.